Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? Awesome. So how many of you have heard of Office 365 groups? Nice. How many of you enabled Office 365 groups for your tenants? Awesome. Okay, well, my name is Madhuri Tandepu, and I'm a program manager on the Groups and Outlook team. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what you can do with Office 365 groups in Outlook. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Office 365 groups as a service, and then we're going to head into how you can supercharge your teamwork with groups in Outlook. So teamwork. We all know this is how things are getting done. We're working more and more with people both inside of our organizations as well as outside. So having the ability to safely and securely do teamwork is very important. In fact, there are 2 times as many teams now compared to 5 years ago. There's actually a 50% increase in collaborative work by an average information worker. And there's also, our research also shows that those companies that are investing in collaborative tools are 5 times more likely to be high performing. And so with the shift in teamwork, we've also changed how we're positioning our solutions. We're going from standalone applications for individuals to more connected solutions for those across and beyond your organization. The connected solution we're here to talk about provides a set of users one common identity in Azure Active Directory, and it gives them a connected set of resources across Office 365. And these resources are permissioned safely and securely by the IT admin, and to help them achieve more with less effort. And that service is Office 365 Group Service. In particular, I'm going to focus on Outlook in this session. Okay, show of hands, how many of you use email on a day-to-day basis? Okay, pretty much everyone. As you can see, email is very familiar to everyone. In fact, half of the world's population is accessible via email. At Outlook, collaboration has always been a focal point for us, whether it's distribution lists for easy addressing, or shared calendars to keep track of and coordinate events, or even sharing attachments to be able to collaborate on it with someone else. We put a lot of emphasis in this area. Over the past few years, we've mainly focused a lot and invested a lot on Office 365 groups and groups in Outlook. Groups in Outlook is a modernized collaboration tool that provides a set of users a way to collaborate easily in the familiar space of Outlook. And it's powered by Office 365 groups. So that means when they're moving from one resource to another, everything is permissioned and users can easily and securely go from all these resources. So Office 365 groups, and groups in Outlook especially, bring everyone together in a safe and secure manner, and it's really easy to get started with the self-service. Also, you can focus on being productive rather than being busy. Whether you want to share files or find files, it's really easy to do that. And if you want to keep track of your meetings, your milestones, it's also very easy to do that through this tool. And with groups in Outlook in almost all major platforms, it's easy to stay connected. You have information at your fingertips at all times. Should we jump straight into demos? Okay. All right, so I'm going to start from my desktop client. Let me see how I can switch over 1 second. Okay, I'm going to start here from my Outlook 16 desktop client. As you see, I'm here in my inbox, and we do recognize that most productivity and collaboration starts here. So from my inbox, I have an email from Christy, and Christy is welcoming Alan to the team. Most of the time, when new members join a team, it's really hard for them to get started. They don't have access to the right resources, they don't have access to the right people that they should talk to, or even the prior context that's been shared. So being able to help them get productive and started right away is very important. So in this case, it's saying welcome Alan to the team, and he's going to be working on the product launch of Project Ice Cream. And he's going to be working with me, Lydia, Lee, and Maddie. As you can see, Maddie has a Gmail address here, and she's a vendor from Australia. And Christy is asking Lydia, me, to add him to the right groups. So I'm going to get started and add Alan to marketing team. From the group name, I'm able to open the group card. This is what we call the group card. Here, you can see the name of the group, a little bit more, such as the description, as well as the members. I can see all the members joined to the group, and easily I can add him. All I have to do is click Add Members, and I can just search for Alan D. Young, and he's right there. I add him, and okay, that's all it took. Now he's joined to the group. So what does that give him? Well, let's wait. Okay, what does that give him? There's few ways to go to the group space. You can go from the group card, or you can go from your left nav. Here I've added marketing to my favorites because I frequently visit this group. I click on marketing and I get this great space. What you notice is that it's very similar to how Inbox is. You have your left nav, you have your conversation list in the center, and to the right you have your reading pane. This was intentional. This way, when Alan joins the group, it's really familiar to him and he can jump right in. Alan has access to all the previous conversations we've had in this group. He also has access to the other resources, such as our calendar. So I'm going to open up our calendar really quickly and show you a view of it. So here, our group uses this calendar space to keep track of our team meetings, our milestones, and different things like lunch and budget planning. So it looks like on Friday, there's a milestone for Project Ice Cream. Since I'm working on it, I probably should add it to my calendar. All I have to do is right-click and add it to my calendar. I'm just going to show you my calendar side by side so you can see that it's been added. There you go. 8 a.m. on Friday morning, I have it on mine. Not only that, most of the time people like to share their out-of-office messages or their vacation details to their group. And it's really easy to do that with groups in Outlook. You also don't want to send out a meeting request to everyone and ask them to decline or accept your vacation. So I just want them to be aware, but they don't have to accept or decline my request. What I'm going to do is add an appointment. So if I want to add an appointment, I click on New Appointment from the top right. I add a subject, so I'm going to say Lydia on vacation, and I'm going to Hawaii. So I save it, and that's it. It's added to my group calendar. Now members of the group can come here and view the calendar space and see that I'm on vacation next week. Okay, so Christy did mention that I'm going to be working on Project Ice Cream with Lydia, Lee, and Maddie. So I'm going to quickly create a group for us three. Creating a group is very simple. There's many ways to do it, one of which is from the left nav. Here you see that there's a group's header, and from here I can right-click and be able to create a new group. When I click on New Group, I get this dialog, and I just have to fill out a few fields. So I'm going to name this Project Ice Cream, and I can fill out a description if I would like, or I can I can update the classification. So classification, it's an option that's pre-configured by the IT admins to help enforce some of the data policies. In this case, I'm going to leave it as the default, and you can update your privacy as well. You have two options, public or private. Public means that this knowledge of this group is public to your organization. People will be able to come here and see this information, only those that are in your organization. Private means that only those that are joined to the group will have access to the content. I'm going to mark this as private for now. And then lastly, I can choose to decide how my members receive this content. I can decide if they receive all the content in their inbox, or if I want the members to receive it in the group space. So, and of course the members can later change this if they would like. In this case, I'm going to mark this so that everybody receives it in their inbox. And all I do is click create. In a few fields, I'm able to complete this whole creation. Before, it used to take multiple steps and potentially multiple days. A user would have to reach out to their admin, the admin would then create a group, and then the user would then have to go ahead and add the members. So now all that has been done into few steps. Next, I have the add member field. Here, I can choose who I want to be in this group. In this case, I want Alan in the group, and I also want Lee in this group. And then I add them, and that's it. As you can see, I'm also sent to the group space. The group space is actually, one second. The group space is essentially the same place that you saw before. Currently there's no content, but when I start adding to it, it will all come here. I did forget to add Maddie to this group, so I'm going to go back to the add member flow, and I'm going to type in Maddie's Gmail address. It'll show you that there's no suggestions found because Maddie's outside of my organization, but I can still add her. When I add Maddie, she gets a label saying guest, and that means she's outside of her organization, and she'll still get access to all the content that's been shared in the group, all the files as well as the conversations and other things. Okay? We do know that most of our enterprise users are not just using Outlook Desktop, but when they go home, they sometimes use the Outlook Web. So I'm going to move over to the Outlook Web for some of the other demos. In Outlook Web, I'm starting off from the group space. It's very similar to what you've just seen. You have the same list of groups on the left. You have your group space on the right with the conversations and the reading pane. And I mentioned earlier regarding the way you engage with a group. With groups in Outlook, we made it really easy for you to engage with a group on your own terms. So in this case, I'm joined to the marketing group, but I'm not following it. I'm not receiving any of these conversations in my inbox. I can choose to change that by clicking on this option. And now when I say following an inbox, all this content gets sent to my inbox. There's also a more granular level of notifications that you can choose from. So if you click on the settings and choose Manage Group Email, you can choose what type of content. For example, you only want calendar in your inbox, or if you want just replies to you, you can decide to do that from here. As part of this marketing shoot, we're actually doing an advertisement next week. And I know Christy has sent out a checklist last week that I should probably take a look at. I'm going to head over to the video production group. This is what we're using to keep track of all our advertisement stuff. In this video production group, I'm going to head over. Actually, from here, you can see the list of conversations. You can tell that this group has a little bit of activity, and finding that checklist might be a bit difficult. So I'm going to head over to the file space so I can quickly find this. The file space is a collection of all the files shared to this group, whether it be attachments to the emails, files uploaded from SharePoint, or even files uploaded directly from here. You have access to all that just from here. So I see that there's a checklist here, and it's been modified by Christy. So it looks like the right one. I'm going to open it, and when I do, I get this great side-by-side view. And in this view, I have the file on the left, and I have the conversation on the right. This way, it's really easy for me to quickly do this task without having to switch between multiple views. So in this file, I see that there's a script that's assigned to me, and it's due tomorrow. So I'm going to go over to my Word document, as that's where I was working on my script. We do realize that collaboration starts sometimes in Outlook, but there's a lot of times where it starts in Word, PowerPoint, or Excel. So the ability to share from these applications is very important. So here I have my script on ice cream, and I want to share it with the marketing campaign group so that I can get an approval. All I have to do is just this one click on the share button. When I do that, I get this dialog box, and I just have to type in the group or the person that I want to share it with. In this case, I want to share it with the marketing campaign group. And when I do that, it finds that group for me, and all I have to do is just click it. I can also update any of the permissioning just from here and just send. That's it. Now this has been shared with the marketing campaign group. You no longer have to go to the file, go to the Outlook, share it as a file, and then the user can view it. You can just do it all right from here. Okay? I'm going to head back to my deck. Today, we have millions of users using groups in Outlook to stay productive. Whether you're a small organization or one in the Fortune 500, people are seeing the value for this. As you can see, it was really easy for me to get started. All I had to do was click on the Create dialog, and I could create a group in seconds. And then sharing and finding content was very effortless. I no longer have to worry about sending attachments to people and making sure the right people are getting it. Those who are joined to the group all have access to this content. And then I can engage with the group on my terms. Whether I'm someone that likes everything in my inbox or someone that I like to folder everything or go to the group space, I can easily do that. And lastly, you don't have to have any FOMO. Have no fear of missing out. Whether you're someone that's just joined to the team and you're new, or someone that's been on the team, you have access to all the content that's shared in the group. I want to leave you guys with one last thing. From the words of our beloved Disney elephant, don't just fly, soar. Help your users achieve more with Groups in Outlook. Thank you. There are a few more upcoming group sessions that we have lined up this week. If you guys are interested in how you can take your existing collaboration tools such as distribution lists and want to upgrade them, please make sure to go check out the session tomorrow afternoon. There are other sessions on guest access, as well as some on governance and compliance with Office 365 groups. If you have any questions, I'm going to be here. And of course, we have the booth that's open all this week. Feel free to come by anytime. Yeah.
So you said if we're part of the same group, I send you an email with an attachment, it'll show up in the files?
Yep.